G'day everyone, welcome along, welcome back to Steelhorse Station. How are you all doing today? Hope you're having a good week. We are heading across to Vintage Oaks. We're still on the 1st of August. Moved on a little bit, did a little bit more work on from where we were earlier on Monday, and progressing through some of these contracts. I've just brought the tractor across here. Filled up the fuel tender, and noticed that this combo that was doing the cartage for us was getting a little bit low on fuel and also maintenance. Whoops. So let's just have a look here. So, g'day Mark, how are you, sir? We need to repair the trailer and repair the truck and do the service on the truck. So we're busily eating through the cash. I am doing quite well, all things being considered. Let's just turn this around because we'll fill it up with fuel while we're there, while he's taking the unload. It'll be a bit of a voyage of discovery, the old stream today. Let's just... G'day John, how are you, sir? Am I in the truck? Yes. Refuel the truck. So I might have mentioned to you guys before that I'd been doing bridge classes, which have now, well, the beginners classes have finished, and so as a result, some of us from the class went along to our first sort of competitive afternoon and just took a table on the side but ran through the same boards as the regulars were attending or completing. There was no money involved, but I am fair to say it was fairly tiring. So a 3-hour session, they get through 20 boards. I think we got through 15 or 16, which we figured was pretty reasonable for the first attempt. But boy, that does your brain in. So let's get the truck out of here. It was a lot of fun, and it was good to finally put into practice what we'd really only been sort of working through in the class. So certainly something I can recommend if you like card games. It was good fun. Now we want to turn you on. So I'll move this out of the way. Right, does he need fuel would be this next question. Yes, he does. In fact, he needs both. So let's turn that off for a sec, because you're going to go and empty the harvester when we give you half a chance. So fuel on this side, so let's get the fuel sorted. You'll recall we picked this trailer up secondhand a little while back, and I didn't get it repaired at the time, so it's what's driving the repair. And the tractor's done quite a lot of cartage work, so we'll probably eat a fair way into that cash that we've accumulated, but I figured we might as well do that, the maintenance, when we can, as much as we've got other aspirations. We need to keep our equipment good to go. And hopefully now, as we're getting through lots of the major services, we should be starting to see here. So you see he's got 43 hours till he needs his next service. What's the avalanche one? The avalanche has just ticked over 50, so we'll do his service and the repair while we're here. Now we can shut you down, turn you off, and get you going again. All good. Now, so we'll run you around the corner and pop you up in Penny's yard for the minute. Yeah, we'll just pop you over by the front of the shed. That'll do. Now, as I indicated on the thumbnail, I don't know if anybody pays any attention to those. Oh, that'll be good. Is that the white version that's got sorting in it? Is that... am I misremembering? Ah, cool. Well, that'll be exciting to see. I'm sure we will add it as soon as we see it pop on ModHub. We can have a look at it in the next stream. Now, what I was going to do here... So I was looking at the cows. You might remember from last time we reorganised a little to get all our milkers into position. And so you can see we're up over 20,000 litres of milk. So we'll send the milk truck on a run in a minute. But what I was thinking is, now that these 110 have just started to get into the feed, rather than take our oldest cows, well, I suppose we could go pretty close, couldn't we? What's reproduction? We're going to have them another 9 months or 10 months or whatever it is. It's going to be a year before they're creating milk. What I was tossing around in my head was, at what point do we sell the oldest cows? Now, I'm thinking that 30 months might be a bit early, but we should, and I thought they might have been a fraction older, I just couldn't remember when I did the thumbnail. So I'm thinking we should track them to, say, 36 months. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mark. And just see sort of the first month where they come off the higher value of 1,500, that might be the point to sell them, unless they're really close to giving us calves, in which case we'll wait a month or two to take the 60 calves. But I want to keep rolling that through now that we're producing milk at a reasonable level. You can see that the pigs are coming along nicely. They've got a couple more months before we need to sell the best we've got there, and they're starting to fill out the sheds since we organised them. You'd be better fattening up beef cows and just keeping. Of course, the no desire to run a beef operation here was my thinking. So yes, in a straight fight, understand perfectly. In this situation, it's about taking the maximum capacity of our farm. And so the way I'm sort of thinking about it is, if, as it stands at the minute, our holdings are full, then, and these are getting older, then having them losing breeding capacity because we can't take any new stock doesn't make much sense. So it's about finding the balance, and that's part of that's about buying the new pasture. So long and the short of it is, we don't need to do anything right now, so we'll just let them run for a bit longer. We will grab the milk tanker though and fill that up and get it on its way. I guess one option, just to offer a tangent that we could contemplate along those sort of lines, is to these pastures over here that Penny's got, we could potentially fence all of those and use them purely to raise beef cattle. We don't have to do the whole lot all in one. We could sort of start and just let it expand. Not something that I'd considered, but not entirely out of question either. What do people think about that as a concept? Is that sort of in keeping with a direction that Penny might extend to, do you think? Get you tootling off. Milk Drop South Dairy. And with that, we can jump across, see what we find. Oh, George invested, I did that a week or so ago, in a way to empty out his silo as well. Down near the sugar factory. Now, what do we got here? Okay, this is the other one I was doing. You might as well drive up there, grab it. We're down on field 182 now. Uh, so the answer is yes. So that's why I wouldn't jump straight there to that position, but also as we're demonstrating, we're comfortably making more silage slash hay than we need. So if you look at it at the minute, all of the grass fields, yes, we could. Absolutely, we could. All the grass fields are ready to harvest for grass again, which we're going to make silage out of. But we're sitting on, where's the hay? There it is. We're sitting on over 500,000 litres of hay. So we're not going to need hay for the foreseeable future. Well, for the rest of this year. So we'd have plenty to kickstart a beef herd if that's what we want to do, and then as it fills out, yeah, well, so just to that question, I kind of like the, well, I'll jump back over there in a minute, but if you grow we would just be putting that block, the 35 block, in and a couple of additions. So I'm sort of thinking, just looking at the size of that, if we just stick with that as being indicative of 35 to 50 cows, and then we jump, let me get this started, and then we'll jump back up and have a look at how that all fits in. Put you there, do that. I don't want the last waypoint. Want the nearest waypoint, thank you. Good. And then you need to do that. Is that the other one down the end there? This guy's probably ready to go and empty, I'm guessing. Yeah, I haven't turned him back on, so you've got to go to... Is it Chapel Road Grain? I think it is, for 182. Old Mill Grain. Yes. Old Mill Grain. Old Grain. Where are you going? You're going to figure it out and go on. Yeah, that's right. Yes, you are going to figure it out. Excellent. That's what we like to see. So, if we go back to continue that conversation over here and jump. That's the fastest. Whoops. So if we have a look here, we just picked I don't think we'd worry about this little odd shaped one, but if we picked, say, this field over here as just an exemplar, and go with, yeah, see, we'd fit. Oh, in fact, maybe that when you do it at that scale, maybe it's not so silly after all. So if you said, well, okay, there's 35, so you go 1, 2, so you put 4 of those on there and fence it and stick 121 cows and 120 cows, beef cows in there. I reckon that's the silliest idea we've had. And we just start off with calves, and then just let them grow up. We could either fence it round the corner or just put a second, 70 in up the top here, because that's actually hard to mow, that piece there, and it's already partially fenced. But maybe that's the go. We run the Yep. Yeah, so there's a million without doing much other than raising them. And then what I'm thinking is, if you sort of fence around here, the fence would be the most expensive part of the operation because the other side is already fenced. So let's say in that whole area there we got 150. Get them started, and then a few months down the track, maybe we do this little one of these little ones up here, and then we keep the 2 grass fields in the middle for our grass harvesting. Is there an so the answer to that question is there is, so that is that pasture that we've got in here. And I dealt with that issue when I set up right at the beginning. So the answer is it was quite limited. And so I repaired it. So as you can see, we can get 100,000 of hay in there and 60,000 of water, which I figured for 100 to 150 cattle sounded like a reasonable approach, so you weren't having to fill it every 5 minutes. I'm feeling like there's a plan in here somewhere that we might be able to proceed with. I think I can still cut the grass, but if we start with the harder to deal with field first, then it's less of an impact. So like the smallest one, there's no question we can still cut the grass. That's what I'm doing at the cow shed. But if we fence this guy and put a gate in, now maybe we do that, and that approach then takes the urgency off or drops down the priority list running more milk cows. Maybe that's the strategy. Okay, so let's see here. So we're going to need to figure out how to fence this. Where's the fencing? Decoration. And what fences are they? These fences, did he put them in? I haven't looked all the way to the end of the fence. I have lots of fences added, as you can see. But did he leave the fence that he used? Full harvester, thank you, John. What is that? Yes, he did. Excellent. You're a legend, Mr. Brisco. Now we just got to get it the right way around. So it goes, if I want the posts on the outside, which I would, that'd be the way you'd put it for the animals, wouldn't it? You'd have the rails on the inside, or else the animals would push the rails off. So what we want to do is probably start somewhere like so. Let's not get too fussed about the there we go. And we're going to go up here. Where am I going to gate it? That's the question. Would make sense to put a gate there, wouldn't it? Yes, we could put an invisible electric fence along there, Mark, if you think that that's appropriate. We don't have to make that decision now. It is cheaper, that's true. Or I could install free fencing. Yeah. I have the mod, I just don't have it activated, I don't think. I kind of, part of it, there is some appeal to just continuing to build out the look and feel of the map, given that we've got a different land use here from there. But I don't have to do that right now, but we could put the, let's go with cows. No, that's exactly true. Well, they wouldn't run that fence. They might run the decorative fence on a horse stud in Oz, but they wouldn't run this type of fencing in Oz. They just do post and wire, which would be a fraction of that cost. Yes, a phrase I learnt on my visits to New Zealand over the years. Yeah, but they would spend $250,000 on a tractor. Yes, correct. Now let's, which way do I want to, where do I want the feed trough? Probably want the feed trough down here somewhere. Let's sort of line him up there-ish. Are you not letting me put it down? Because it's a different toggle. Right, pasture extension. Extension rectangles for 25. Oh, we're on the side of a hill here, aren't we? Lift pasture. That'll do for now. It's not too bad. Oops. Now, what we can do I'm going to think about where we're up to. Let's go and we need to take these across to Penny anyway. I got Ringo to bring the mower over so that, and I've already started one field there because we've got to collect that up and get that in the bunker to make silage. The mulching is almost finished, or in fact very close to being finished. Just jump across there and finish him, because then we want to get our grass cover crop in there. Now you need to go to, I'll just drive across. On a completely unrelated topic, just while I think of it, I asked in the stream the other day whether anybody knew anything about Farthest Frontier. That was the game that I saw Jack Sarge from Jack Sarge Painting was just playing. It just sort of tagged against his Discord when I was moving through. I don't know anything very much about it. I have had a very small look. Which way do I want to go here? This way, I think. So apparently it's a medieval city builder game, and the only reason I bring it up, I hadn't either, John, but I figured it, if Jack Sarge was playing it, it was probably at least a little bit interesting. And so what I was wondering was if I went to the very small amount of effort of purchasing it on Steam, is there any interest in me devoting a stream to having a look at it in the next couple of weeks? It's perfectly fine if people say, nah, not interested, wouldn't watch it. But equally, if it's just something a little bit different to do, particularly as I know lots of people are waiting for FS25, I'm happy to have a look at it. Cool. I just thought just mix things up a fraction. You never know. You might see enough. And the advantage of doing it in a stream is we can. There's no set agenda or story. We'll just follow it where it leads. And if it turns out to be interesting, people can go off and play it at their leisure. Was my thought, because when I read some of the comments, they seemed to be broadly positive. There were some limitations because I think it's one of these games that, like, it might be an indie games company or something like that. Well, that's what I was going to do. I did ask in the stream. I wasn't sure if he was watching, but where am I trying to go to? I want to go up here, don't I? I did ask what he thought, and I will reach out to him directly to see. But what I noted in the comments was that the Steam set, you know, it's kind of an 85% positive, which is not bad for a not high profile game in my experience. Now let's see here. I think I saw somewhere the other day they said cows in FS25 have collisions on them, which will make for some interesting experiences. Let's get out of that. Oops. What trees, he says. Let's try unloading that. I want to go that way. I want you to go that way. I have not. I saw that there was some stuff there, Mark. I haven't even looked at it. I was kind of shot when I got in this afternoon. Oops, just ignore that clipping on the roof of that shed. That's just... We might attempt to... Don't know if I've got any wiggle room on that shed. We can try my new must-have mod. Let's have a look here. Let's get the angle right. Oh yeah, got a little bit of wiggle room. That kind of works. Perfect. Hasn't done anything particularly silly. Not sure you'd build them that way, but hey. Better than the bales poking through the roof. What did you, what have you observed about it, Mark? Why is the you finished? Where's the Lexi? And that's over here trying to get out of that Yes, very good. How have you still got auto repair on? And why have you gone into auto drive? That was that. Oh, cool. What am I trying to do here? I am trying to get into there. No, no. Yes, well, that's A, doesn't surprise me, and B, seems to be the model that Giants follow. So if you think about Silver Run, and Silver Run, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed Silver Run. It's a lot of fun to play, but I would level the same critique at there, and in fact it was decidedly challenging if you wanted to increase the farming area on that map. Because there were, oops, just as well I didn't send the tender back, because there was an enormous amount of, or what I'll loosely term, wasted space. So space that was dedicated to kind of the look of the map rather than the utility of the map. When you think about the positioning of the sound and the existence of both the new and the old sawmills, neither of which you could really use the land. So it wouldn't surprise. And then the shape of the terrain on an Asian map is gonna, by its nature, constrain a bunch of things. I mean, to make terraces playable, you'd have to put a lot of thought into it. Why did I not get? That's better. That's interesting. There'd have to be some, surely. Roller coaster was a good example. See, I forget the roller coaster, John, because mine burnt down. It seems fairly clear to me that Giants are trying to create a community where the modders produce the maps, because once you've got a couple of maps, particularly if you're trying to attract console players, maps become a high effort, low return investment, I suspect. It definitely took some, well, and in fact I couldn't reuse all of it. And maybe that's where they're thinking the American market or the American map is their go-to for that mark. We'll see. I'll certainly have a look at it. Yeah, isn't the third map the Polish map that was in the premium edition? Hasn't that? I'm sure I read that somewhere. Starts with S. Oh, S Z. Might be Zalonica. That's my understanding anyway. I'm sure I heard that somewhere. What are you doing? You're done. Yeah, I'll get out of your way. I might be getting my specifics confused. We could also put the cow pasture in there on that block at some point. I wonder if... Well, that might be worth an experiment. I'm just driving willy-nilly at the minute. I wonder if the move mod will let me tilt the placeable pasture to get it to hug the ground. So I wonder if it'll let me put the, in effect, the nav mesh on an incline. I reckon that's worth an experiment. I can but try exactly now. I was going to, but just before we do that, disconnect you there. Zoom in a little, because we've got a Penny has a cow transport that Ringo was storing for it, which we haven't used. So what we'll do is shoot that across to the animal dealer. And let's see here. We go to. I got. I end up putting a sell point over there, or where are we? Sell points. College clamp. That was the BGA. Did I not put anything in the... Sheep animal dealer, don't buy. Okay. Does that mean, is that Briscoe's one? Is that the one I'm supposed to use? Assume that it's what it means, but I don't have a sell point there. Can I go F148 northeast? Let's go to F148 northeast is close enough. I don't want to deliver. Right. Get you off there. Ah. Hit the correct button, man. Which shed am I trying to be in? You look like you're working properly. You look like you're waiting sort of properly. And you're stuck, goodness knows where. Where on earth are you? Wait, I know where you are. How did you get down here? Stupid, supposedly intelligent steering wheels on trailers that don't. Help. Right, there we go. I know where we are, I just don't know how coming back from that. We ended up here. There is no universe where that should have been on the correct auto drive route back from the grain unload. Where am I trying to get to? There. Now, what were we doing? We wanted to be over here somewhere. Like there. Because we were going to do a little experiment in here. Just there all day. Landscaping, no animals, cows. If I put you... Right, so he's not attuned to the contour, so we'll just pop him there. If I go and look over here... Oh, it has put them on the ground. What happens if we... Nope. Why did that do that? Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Herein lies the tricky little problem with the rotate. I didn't show it the other day when we talked about it, but it'll be evident here. So trying to rotate You need your rotational axis to be one of these 3 dimensions. Trying to free rotate. So in effect, what I need is one of these to be perpendicular to the plane. The fall of the plane, rather. Because otherwise, when I try and rotate, so if I rotate that, whoops. That one's actually not bad. Interesting. I don't think we'll do... It's not awful. But I don't think we'll mess with that today. Now, no path found needs to be unloaded. So what's... We've got stuff getting lost left, right and centre. You're full, which means we're waiting on the truck. Where has the truck gone? It was just here. That's where I left it. $12.24 for... What did I shortchange myself $12.24 on, Mark? How is it heading to field 38? I know it said field 22 when I left it. There is some weird... must have tried to do some landscaping. Thank you. I didn't notice that. Definitely well spotted. Let's go and get this harvester moving again. And then we'll run around and top off from the... Put the auger away. It was a momentary lapse. Let's finish this one. We've got to get all the grain off 182 before we'll be able to finish 83. Right, that's a full load off there. Time we do this, the truck should have found its way across. Gone to sleep. broadly speaking, I'm happy with this auger wagon. I'd use this one on an ongoing basis. It's worked much better for us than the last two we've tried. Okay. Let's send you to Chapel Road again and try and remember to go and find you before you get lost on the way back. So that all should be fine over there. Did I turn the auger wagon back on, I wonder? I did. Let's go down the bottom. He's okay. Is there another man there? Another man's found his way out on his own. That's excellent. What we can go and jump in the mower, I think. We'll mow one field. That gate open? Yes, it is. Just to allow a little bit longer for the cattle trailer to get to the animal yard. Won't take long to whip this field into shape, and then we've just got one next door. And we can finish loading up the bunker over there. Oops, leaving a stripe down the edge. What I'm really hoping Olaf does next as a mod project, and I'll say it here because I've got no idea how you'd do it, but it fits in with the line of mods that he's been creating, is to create a script that allows you to select a set of gates and change the opening amount. Now that problem with that, I suspect, is it would have to run offline. But it'd be kind of cool if you could select it in-game and tell it what you wanted to do, and then the next time it booted, or next time you started the map, it had adjusted it, the animation. You kind of need to almost overwrite what was set in the map for the specific gate that you'd identified. Let's just get this bit down the edge that I missed on the way down there. Whoop, Getting a bit stuttery. One of the mods that I'm using at least has a memory leak somewhere, or exposes a farm sim memory leak. I noticed in the logs a couple of times, well, I actually had a hang last weekend, which hasn't happened in the longest time, and I noticed when I went and looked at the log after I'd been playing for a while, there was a inbuilt cleanup process that ran when the game ran itself out of memory. It sort of went from a large number to a ridiculously large number in a very small period of time. Remember that? I'm going to say something like, 14 megs, 14 megs of memory to, 400 gig of memory in a very short period of time, or something along those sort of lines. Which would be consistent. What's happening to our... I'm getting a little bit lower frame rate. Okay, that's that field done. Leave him there for the minute. Let's go across and find that truck we sent to the animal dealer. Which should be right about there. Now, which is the one we're supposed to use? Is it that one, he says? Animal pens. West 2 pigs. Let's turn it on. Can I? Animal dealer. There we go. So we want, what do we want, folks? Angus or Limousin? Or a collection? I'll let you guys choose. Angus, Mark says. So Jason wants Limousin. Okay, so we'll get a mix. How many can I put in here? Probably 30, I'm guessing. So we'll do 2 trips. We'll get 30 Angus and 30 Limousin. There we go. Great to have you in, Jason. Thanks for stopping by. I suspect you've been there for a little while. Now we will send you to Pennies. Oh, actually, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. That was about it. Doesn't like that. You can't get there. Why not? That's really weird. Very disciplined. That's why you can't do that. Okay, let's do this. We'll zip down here. It says 5 on my YouTube counter, but since I know some of you guys watch on one device and whoops, let's go up this street here. It's sort of an agricultural corner. Where am I actually on the map? Yeah, that should be right. That'll do. There's a through road, even if it is a little bit wonkery. Yeah, because that's Putney Corner over there, isn't it? Corn crops are looking good. I'll have to go and rescue that other truck again. Right, that'll do. Now you should be able to get to Pennies. Turn those off. Where is... It's yeah. Baiton. Where's Chapel Road? It's down here somewhere, is it? Flare spots. That's British grain. Gotcha again. We'll be right from there. Where's the other truck? I'm having a peachy one. How it decided it needed to come in here and turn around. Like, what the hell? Course was that on? I'm sure I've got a local tag set at the corner, but anyway. This out of here is not the easiest thing I've done. It's a fence post back there. There we go. Swing low, sweet chariot. And don't drive right up to me. Oh, come on. My kingdom for traction. That's one thing I hope improves in FS25 is traction for different wheels. So I've got heavy duty wheels on here. I might as well be driving on ice. So try again. Drive to the unload point. That would be good. One's finished. This guy. Yes, it is. Righty ho. Now, where were we? So the cows are here. They'll be stuck in the driveway somewhere. Oh no, they've actually made it all the way up. We need to bring some hay down here as well, don't we? There it is. $30 Angus. Why doesn't that look right? Thank you. Yeah, but this shouldn't this be showing 50? Good spot, Mark. Why is that not letting me do that now? Right, beef. There we go. Now we should be better. Much better. Works like a treat. So we'll put 30 Angus. Move to husbandry. Yes. Okay. Escape. Lovely. While you're driving back across to go out the top, I think. Well, I did not think I would have bought Angus when I sat down at the start of the stream, but there you go. Flexibility personified. Now 148. Teamwork that makes a dream work. Exactly, John. 141. Oops. 148 northeast was actually pretty close, wasn't it? So next task is to save. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Do something like that. We'll just get them started. We'll get the other half of the other truckload of limousine for beginnings. Now, what I need is to run down here. That's bizarre. Don't know how that came off, but that was that bale was actually on this fork. In fact, I appear to have lost a bale somewhere. Because I think there were 5 in that field. I wouldn't put it too far over. Let's give it a hit. Now, stand here. We want... Actually, we should move that. Let's pull you over here out of the way for now. Get out. What on earth am I stuck on? No, I was between walls, was I? We'll do it every time. Now we want a... I'll take you. And let's do... blue. Now. Let's see if we can drive over there and... Yes, I wasn't expecting the wall to have a cavity in the middle. I thought it had popped me out on the other side, John. Don't drop the bales here. Just want enough to get them started. Ah, had to happen. I can clean my mess up later. Could do with straps on. If I'd left auto load turned on these forks, it would have loaded all three, but I felt that that was cheating, so turned it off and have to live with the consequences. It's not on the trigger. That's better. You are loaded. Goodness only knows why I've got 3,000 litres of silage in the bucket, but I do. Maybe it's as a counterweight to the water tanker, I can't remember. Obviously something at some point caused me to do that. Okay, so now our beef aminals have some water. They won't produce milk. And they have some food. Excellent. Something needs repair, he says. Yes, it does. I'm guessing that's the trailer, which is a bit weird. They look quite happy spread over the ground there. We'll take the trailer back to Ringo's place. See, we've got all sorts of little paddocks here which we could put beef cattle in. So I reckon this will work out all right. That one's already fenced there too. So let's tip the silage in here while we're passing. Really? You're not going to let me? Yes, you are. Now, repairs, he says. Let's do that while we're right beside the workshop. Us $300. I don't think we need to service it. New Holland. It's all right. And the bucket. That should be better. This takes a while to fill, so I will fill it while we go and pick up those bales that we dropped. Oh, actually, the truck should be over at the limousine, shouldn't it? By now. Indeed. I will put a an auto drive point. I suppose I could do it now as we drive in, couldn't we? I got anything on this road? Nothing. Let's just start recording anyway. And you could go over there, something like so. Get you in. What is it? I can never remember. Local left control. Left shift. Right. Through there. Should just stop around about. There. We'll play with that at another stage, so that's animal dealer. Buy. Sell. And you can do something like so. Actually. Right. Turn you off. Turn you off. Now we wanted some limousines while we were here. Select them. Buy those. Yes. If I go out this way, do I stand more chance of actually getting back? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't want to go there. I want to go. Oh. Righty ho. Finish route needs to be unloaded. Right, so we've lost our trucks here, have we? They've crashed up in town again. What's the bet? They got stuck at that corner that they get stuck at in the village. Maybe, maybe not. No, maybe at the sell point. That's the second time he's ended up. Have I got the collision detect too close or something? Corner speed's alright. Maximum trigger distance. These corner speeds, well, this one's 60%. I'll look at the others in a sec. Collision detection. Ah. Got it off, that's why. That might be my problem. But then again, maybe I turned it off for something else. Collision detection, FS22. Corner speed on this guy is fine. Okay, so 90% transported there. Right, brain stretch. 22% on 99% on field 22. So that's the truck that caused all the mayhem right here. No, yes. Let's just check his thing. No, his corner speed's fine as well. We'll see if this makes an improvement. But he only needs how much more to finish that contract on 22? $13,000 to go. There's probably about 30 odd thousand in the auger wagon, I guess. It slowed down nicely for that intersection. I'll intervene up here, so because otherwise he'll do what he always does and mess up the entrance to the field. Why are you not where I think you are? Oh, for crying out loud, why did you do that? Why are you now heading to field 181? Because you're still emptying field 22. How did you get changed? It is very bizarre. Not even doing a contract on 181. No! Yeah, but the bit that's bizarre, John, is that it's never been 181. It was set to 22 because that's where he was before, and he was finding his way back to 22. It's just he wouldn't turn into the field, head off in odd directions. So I don't know how it got shifted. Possibly. I was concentrating on avoiding the collision myself. I wasn't watching what it actually showed on the screen, but it did appear that the other truck slowed down. Yeah, where's our Orgao again? So as long as we've got more than 13,000, we're in good shape. You got an empty truck sitting beside you there, champ. Hello. Well, this should be a nice contract. I think this pays pretty well, this one. Yeah, 50 grand. Oops, wrong vehicle. I do need it. But if we get that silage sorted, we're doing better than, well, we're definitely not going backwards. And we are adding to the farm and chipping things off. We're not necessarily generating the $500,000 I wanted to generate. Okay, that way. Yeah. Is it Chapel Road that I'm... Yes, it is. Good. Turn there. But we are making reasonable progress. But let's go to... Vario's finished. So we need to get seeder going here to drop some grass in. A drill would be ideal. I'm pretty sure I've got one. Let's see over here. Pretty sure we've got a drill. That's a drill, isn't it? Yes. Perfect. Fill up with fuel. Why not? Let's maintain it while we're here. You know, I'm filling with fuel. Done much maintaining. The fence. Like these quick maintenance jobs. You're going to be able to pick that up on that angle. We'll find out in a sec. Yep. 600 litres of grass seed. We've got some more in the corner. Have my front loader up here. So this will do the trick. You're going to be able to load here or not. You can't lift high enough. You loaded off the forks? I can't remember. Yep, you will. Wasn't much in there anyway. Be nice to me. So I stick the forks through the fender on the wall. This feels a bit heavier. Should be enough grass. Let's see here. 4 headlands will be plenty. Start. You can start the center. Generate. Really? Had that message a few times. It's not at all obvious why I've had that message. Number of headlands. Up, down, automatic. I'm not doing anything fancy. I deleted the course first, so there's no course in there. Let me just try driving a bit further onto the field. Sometimes that I've had that solve it. That's quite bizarre. They're the same values I always have. Go to round corners, you reckon? Ooh. Well, that would explain why it's... How weird. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's Courseplay having a conniption. So it's made a course that's bigger than the field. It's no good at all. It's not just outside the field boundary. The entire headland would be a good 25% outside the field. That is really bizarre. Try that again. What we can do is... So let's try field work, right? Courseplay field with field position. There we go. How weird was that? I've never seen that happen before. I've had that message a few times, but usually just driving onto the field diffraction fixes it. Okay. Most oddlicals. Now, where's our truck that's supposed to be? Yep. Yeah, he's making his way up there. Right, that's good. And we are planting grass as we wanted. Yes. Going to turn at the end of the field and not run into my corn. Well, we've got round corners on now. That'll do. It's a cover crop. It doesn't matter. Now, let's come back here. What have we got in terms of largish tractors sitting around the place? Something bigger than you. You'll do. And I did the maintenance, so you're nicely done. All we want to do is pick up 2 fields worth of still got to cut that field, but 2 fields worth of grass, and this clamp will be ready to cover over. Don't think you have any silage additive down here. That's a rubbish bin. Not pretty sure. It's all mess that John hasn't cleared up, so we'll use the little bit of silage additive that we've got, and then we'll might have to send someone to the store to get a tank. There we go. Lovely. Right. Shouldn't take long to fill this up. So for those that have joined since the beginning, I mentioned at the start, I'm interested to have a look at a game. Can you put that on the mowers? I could if I'd used Horseplay course for the mower, but I just cut it freehand, so hence my windrows aren't the straightest thing you've ever seen. They're just the way I cut it. So I mentioned at the start of the stream that I'm looking at a little oh, g'day Argsy. Looking at a game called Farthest Frontier, which I'm led to believe has at least a little bit of farming, albeit in medieval times, relevant in the game. It's a city builder game, and so I'm thinking of doing a stream on that in the next couple of weeks, which will be completely open to whoever's watching to direct. I won't have any advanced plan other than we'll have just spend a stream or part of a stream having a look at this game. I will reach out, as I noticed that Jack Sarge, who sometimes watches, has been playing it, so I will check with him for his recommendation before I go ahead and buy it. But I thought it'd be worth a look just to do something a little bit different. But meanwhile, we will probably leave it. You've come in right at the end, Argsy, but it's great to see you all the same. I haven't had a chance to look at, I'm sure you've put something up on the new Asian map, and I will get to that in due course. I haven't seen it yet. If I'm going to use it in a stream, John, I'll just buy it and play it for a stream. If I think it's if I'm that marginal about it, I wouldn't waste my time streaming about it. So my first impression is it could be interesting. I could still be wrong, right? It could still be rubbish, but figure we'll in for a penny, in for a pound. We'll roll the dice and see what happens. But that, I don't know when that'll be yet. Probably be a Monday night rather than a Thursday night. Ah, right. Yeah, I haven't, Mark alerted me to it. I saw that there was something, but I hadn't had time to see anybody's stuff on it. So I will have a look at that before the next stream so that we can talk in a little more informed way. We are now full, so I'm going to pause there. Thank you everybody very much for watching. Great to see you, and I will be back here on Monday evening. The game is called Farthest Frontier. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Store, search. And if we go to desktop, there you go. Oops. Let's try doing it that way. Because you're all trying to read it and I'm busy. Anyway, that's the game. Farthest Frontier. Oops, I haven't managed to transition that across. Just hang on a tick. My buttons didn't flick. Just hang fire with me. Why is that button not working? Turn that down there. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't know. My desktop is not behaving. Sorry, folks. I don't know why it's being mischievous. Let's see. I must be getting tired. Things aren't working. It'll have to wait till next time. Farthest Frontier is it. No worries. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. See ya.